It's a measure of how differently Tory MPs view this Prime Minister compared to the last one, that even sacked cabinet ministers have been likening Boris Johnson to God. What the Prime Minister giveth, the Prime Minister taketh away, sighed Brexit true believer Theresa Villiers after being ejected from the Environment and Rural Affairs Ministry. That celestial glow will fade fast unless he can get a handle on Scotland. The word in advance was that the Union would be front and centre of this reshuffle. It wasn't. Alister Jack remains as Scottish Secretary and there is no new constitutional superministry. So we still have no real idea how Minister for the Union Boris Johnson plans to shore up the UK. We know that the UK government is worried about its visibility in Scotland and the soon-to-be-published Dunlop review into how the different UK administrations work together, has been considering how to change things. So what approach might the Prime Minister take? There is a constituency within the Conservative Party that believes devolution itself has fanned the flames of independence, that Holyrood is failing voters and that the UK government should thunder over the border to reassert its authority. That may be a beguiling prospect to Tories driven to distraction by SNP anti-Westminster propaganda, but it is based on a fundamental miscalculation. Devolution itself isn't the problem. Any political offensive by the UK government perceived as an attack on Holyrood will more likely hasten the end of the UK. Where the Tories have a point is in identifying the need for a more robust defence of the Union. The UK government has been on the back foot since 2014. It's long past time that someone evened up the contest a bit. SNP grievance-mongering would try the patience of a yes-supporting saint. Last month, the shadow Scottish Secretary Mary Black attacked an increase in spending on the zombie department of the Scotland Office, which she branded redundant. Now, spending there has boomed and you can argue how much the Scotland Office should spend on messaging or special advisers. You can debate the same point for the Scottish Government. But calling the Scotland Office redundant, as if the UK government has no business having a Scottish ministry, is a bit silly, not to say hypocritical. Contempt, giving up on Scotland. You can easily imagine the SNP press release if the UK government were to close it. Some discussed changes are just a capitulation to common sense. There's widespread recognition, for instance, that ministers and Whitehall officials in all departments need to be more inclusive of devolved administrations. Well, yay, obvious right? But it just hasn't been happening, resulting in toe-curling snafus like the blithe announcement in 2017 that the UK government was going to acquire FO. For more on this story, visit the news article link.